Let me ask you this question. Who was the first person whom you ever fell in love with? At school? I know it is none of my business, but trust me, this has got direct correlation in terms of picking up your first stock. You would like to know how? Please watch on. So hi, hello and welcome to my channel once again. My name is Thomas Verghese. If you're watching this channel for the first time or if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and see the content in the channel. If you think these contents are value adding, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. So coming back to the question of who was your first love at school, you don't need to answer this to me or you don't need to put this in the comment box. All you have to think of is that must be someone whom you regularly interact. It must be someone that you regularly see. It could be someone that was there in your class, in your school, or someone who you regularly know. At the same time, it has to be someone whom you're familiar with. Note the word familiar. You don't go and fall in love with someone whom your friend suggested. You don't go and fall in love with someone whose name is written on the board. Very clearly, you also don't fall in love with someone who is there in the next school or in the next state. It has to be clearly someone who has to be very familiar and you know. Exactly like that, when you are a first-time investor and when you're picking up a stock, it has to be from an industry or a sector that you're familiar with. Someone whom you know exactly the same way a stock or an industry you've been dealing with and familiar with for a long period of time. That is how you pick your first stock. So if you're someone who's relatively new to the stock market, you have to pick up the stock that has to be in your industry. I'll give you a simple example. Now, if you're someone who's working with IT industry, ideally your first stock has to be an IT stock. It could be a competitor's stock, it could be your own company's stock provided you don't have any rules and regulations in buying and selling it, or it has to be any other IT related stock. The reason why I say is because this is the industry or this is the business as an IT guy you understand best. Giving you another example, if you're somebody from a banking industry, for someone like me who was from a banking industry, the first stock that I have to pick up has to be a bank. Because that business is what you're closely related to. That business is something that you know really well yourself, your company and your competitors' analysis is something that you know really well because you spend some time in that sector, in that industry, in that company. There is something else that can be added to this. So once you pick up your first stock, there is always a chance for you to expand your stock universe from that industry to the other sectors and other industry. I'll tell you a very simple example. Now, if you're someone who's working with TCS, your first stock can be Infosys. Now, you know that Infosys is a company that makes money through their banking and financial business. So next sector that you can go to from Infosys is the banking sector. And from banking sector, you can go to n number of sectors like NBFCs, automobiles. That is how you expand your stock universe. So once you pick your first stock, that has to be an epicenter like this. And from this first stock is what you try to expand into other stocks and other industries. That is exactly what I'm trying to say here. We all must remember what Warren Buffett had spoken about investment. You don't invest in a business that you simply don't understand. So that is the basic logic. You invest in the business only that you understand. So don't go behind a stock because your friend mentioned or it was written on some websites. Only take your own journey. Make mistakes. You might lose money somewhere here and there, but at the end of the day, your learning curve will be really big and you will be able to pick up stocks as easy as it is. So I really hope this video was useful for you in terms of picking up your stock. So goodbye until we come next time with a very useful as well as interesting and innovative financial video.